Welcome to NFL Nexus. You know they say the NFL offseason is where championships are really won and lost. It's this high-stakes game of chess, and right now, man, no one's facing a tougher board than the Philadelphia Eagles. Today, we are breaking down a massive strategic crossroads for their front office. It's a decision that pits a glaring, desperate need on defense against the possibility of trading away an absolute superstar on offense. This is a gamble, folks, that could define their franchise for years to come.
Okay, so let's just dive right in, because this is the fundamental question hanging over the entire city of Philadelphia. Do you commit your very limited cash to fix a secondary that, let's be honest, was a huge problem all of last season? Or do you make a move that would send shockwaves through the league, trading away a cornerstone of your offense to get the money and the draft picks you need to rebuild the whole roster? Think of it this way. This isn't two separate issues. It's one giant fire, and every bucket of water you throw on that defense is a bucket you can't use anywhere else. So how do you choose? Which part of the team do you save first?
And the man right in the middle of all of this, the guy with his hands on the controls, is General Manager Howie Roseman. Now, Roseman has a reputation for being one of the most aggressive, creative, and yes, sometimes controversial GMs in the entire league. He is never, ever afraid to make a big swing. I mean, this is the same guy who traded up for Carson Wentz and then just a few years later drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round. He lives for these moments. But this is a different kind of challenge. He's got a fire raging on defense that has to be put out and a potential powder keg on offense that could either blow up his roster or give him the exact tools he needs to fix it. It is a high-wire act for sure, and the Eagles' entire season is hanging in the balance.
Let's start with the defense because honestly, this is the most immediate, glaring, undeniable problem they have. You can have the most high-flying offense in football, but if your secondary can't stop a nosebleed, you are not going very far. The Eagles learned that lesson the hard way last year, and fixing it has become priority number one. They've tried little patches here and there, but now they're looking for a real, long-term solution.
The cornerback room for the Eagles has just been this revolving door of what-ifs and not quite good enoughs. And believe me, the front office has been trying to fix it. They actually swung a trade for Jair Alexander, only for him to unexpectedly walk away from the game. Then, when a big name like Darius Slay got cut by the Steelers, they put in a claim, but the Buffalo Bills beat him to the punch. They brought in veteran Adoree Jackson, who did a decent job, but he was always more of a band-aid than a permanent fix. And now, he's heading to the open market, leaving that massive hole in the secondary wide open all over again. This isn't just a team weakness, it's a five-alarm fire. And right now, Howie Roseman is holding an empty bucket.
So here's the deal. With the very top cornerbacks on the market probably being way too expensive, the Eagles have to get creative. They're looking for value, for upside. And all the insiders believe they've zeroed in on a very specific target, Montaric Buster Brown. Now, he's not a household name that the casual fan knows, but trust me, in NFL front offices, he's exactly the kind of player that gets people talking. He's young, just 26. He has starting experience with the Jags, and it really feels like his best football is still ahead of him. He is the perfect mix of proven talent and future potential that a team like the Eagles desperately needs.
And this right here, this shows you exactly why he's in such high demand. Let's really break these numbers down because they tell a story. A 55.9% completion percentage against, do you know what that means? It means when a cornerback decided to throw his way, it was basically a coin flip whether the pass would even be caught. That is elite, lockdown territory. It makes offensive coordinators literally change their game plan. Then look at the opposing QB rating, 74.3. To put that into perspective, if a quarterback had that rating through an entire season, he'd be one of the worst starters in the whole league. That's the effect Brown had. He didn't just cover guys. He made good quarterbacks play badly. And on top of that, with 12 passes defended and 2 picks, he's got the ball skills to create those game-changing turnovers. In 2025, he wasn't just another player, he was a true shutdown corner for Jacksonville.
And it's not just us saying it. ESPN's Dan Graziano, who is about as connected as it gets, confirms that ground stock is absolutely soaring. That phrase, surprisingly buzzy, that's key. It tells you that maybe he was flying under the radar a bit, but once teams really dug into the tape and started talking at the Combine, his market just exploded. Graziano is predicting a bidding war, with multiple teams trying to sign him. But he has one specific landing spot in mind, a team whose need is just so obvious and whose style is such a perfect fit that it almost feels inevitable: the Philadelphia Eagles.
But all that buzz, well, it comes with a pretty big price tag. Graziano's projection for Brown's next contract is a hefty 3-year, $30 million deal.
That's an average of $10 million a year. Now, that's not the absolute top of the market. Guys like Rick Woolen or Jalen Watson might get more, but it is a serious, serious investment. That's the kind of money you give to a guy you see as a cornerstone, a key piece of your defense for the foreseeable future.
And this number right here, this is the one that really matters. $15 million fully guaranteed. You see, in the NFL, the guaranteed money is everything. It's the true measure of how committed a team is. Giving a guy $30 million over 3 years is one thing, but guaranteeing half of it right up front, that is a massive vote of confidence. It tells the league you are all in. But it also means there's no wiggle room. If he doesn't work out, that's a huge chunk of dead money on your salary cap. And for anyone who doesn't know, dead money is basically a financial penalty for a bad contract. It can cripple a team's ability to sign other players. It's a huge risk, but it's one the Eagles might just have to take.
Okay, and this is where the rubber really meets the road. This is where the whole puzzle gets incredibly difficult. This number, just over $12 million, is the Eagles' current estimated salary cap space. That's it. That's all the money they have to spend. Now, think about that Montaric Brown contract again. A $10 million average salary likely means a first-year cap hit somewhere right around there. And as you can see, that one single move would eat up almost every last dollar they have. It solves their biggest problem, sure, but it leaves them with nothing left in the bank for anything else. No offensive line depth, no linebacker, no rotational pass rusher. It's the classic definition of robbing Peter to pay Paul.
So the Eagles are in a really tight spot financially. And before we get to the potential bombshell that could solve all these money problems, we have a quick favor to ask you. We spend a ton of time putting these deep dives together, and if you enjoy this kind of in-depth analysis, you can really help support NFL Nexus. We've created some awesome, custom NFL-themed coloring books. Seriously, they're perfect for kids, grandkids, or even for adults who just want to chill out and show some team pride. You can find the link right down in the description or scan the QR code on your screen. Your support is what allows us to keep making this content for you, and we really, really appreciate it. All right. Now, let's talk about the wild move that could change everything.
Okay, let's flip over to the other side of the ball, because while the defense has a problem of scarcity, the offense has a problem of abundance that might just be the solution. The potential blockbuster trade of superstar receiver A.J. Brown has been the rumor hanging over this entire offseason, and those whispers, they are getting louder and louder. This is the move that could unlock the entire puzzle for Howie Roseman.
And this whole situation is heating up, and it's heating up fast. According to Diana Rossini of The Athletic, there is a very real ticking clock here. Teams that are interested in trading for A.J. Brown, they don't want to wait around. You have to understand, free agency is like a set of dominoes. If a team is going to give up a haul of draft picks for Brown, they need to know now before they go and spend a ton of money on a different free agent receiver. So that pressure from other teams is forcing the Eagles' hand. A decision has to be made, and it has to be made very, very soon.
And let's be clear, this isn't just smoke and mirrors. There are legitimate, serious teams monitoring this whole situation, just waiting to pounce if the Eagles give the green light. You're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers, who would love to give Justin Herbert a true #1 weapon. You've got the New England Patriots, who have been desperate for an elite pass catcher for what feels like a decade. And then there are the Baltimore Ravens, who are always looking to add more firepower for Lamar Jackson. The quality of these interested teams tells you everything you need to know about how valuable A.J. Brown is around the league.
So, here's the crucial point. Philadelphia knows exactly what they have in A.J. Brown, and they are not just going to give him away. Howie Roseman is holding firm on a very steep asking price. We're not talking about some mid-round pick. No way. A trade for a player of Brown's caliber who's in the prime of his career would probably start with a first-round pick and likely even more on top of that. The Eagles aren't just trying to get his big contract off the books for cap relief. They are looking for a king's ransom that can help them rebuild their roster on the fly. They hold all the cards in any negotiation.
And this brings us right back to Howie Roseman's incredible dilemma. I mean, this is a strategic tightrope walk unlike anything else. On one side of the rope, you've got this pressing, immediate, desperate need to fix your defense. On the other side, you have the long-term value and the game-breaking impact of a superstar offensive player. Both situations demand some kind of action, but the paths to solve them go in completely opposite directions.
And this chart right here, it just lays out the choice in the starkest possible terms. Let's walk through it together. Path 1. You sign Montravius Brown. The pro is obvious, right? You solve your #1 problem, you plug that gaping hole at corner with a young, proven player on the rise. But the con is equally huge. You've spent all your money. You have zero financial flexibility left. You are betting your entire offseason on one single player fixing your defense. Okay, now path 2. You trade A.J. Brown. The pro is immense flexibility.
You get his huge contract off the books, freeing up a ton of cap space now and in the future. You get a boatload of premium draft picks to build with. But the con, man, it's a gut punch to your offense. You create a massive hole at wide receiver and lose a legitimate top 5 player at his position. You're essentially amputating a healthy limb, hoping you can use it to build a stronger body. It's a massive franchise-altering gamble either way.
At the end of the day, this isn't just a decision about one player or one position. The path the Eagles choose here is going to have these massive, cascading ripple effects for the 2026 season and way beyond. Does Howie Roseman believe this roster is just one shutdown corner away from being a Super Bowl contender again? If he does, he'll sign Monteric down. Or does he believe this team needs more young, foundational pieces, more financial breathing room to build a sustainable winner for the long haul? If that's what he thinks, then trading A.J. Brown becomes this painful but logical next step. There is no easy answer here.
So, that's the breakdown of the Eagles' offseason crossroads. What do you think they should do? Are you on team fix the defense? Are you on team trade the star?
We really want to know what you think, so drop your take down in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more like it, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. It helps the channel out more than you know. And to make sure you never miss our next explainer, be sure to subscribe to NFL Nexus. We've got a lot more deep dives coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.